Howdy folks, CEO Guardsman on here. Recently the feeling of illness came back stronger. So I turned to some ancient Native American medicine that has served Native Americans for thousands of years. And recently I've noticed that it's been more and more necessary. This was a Native American antiviral drug. Now, there's a reason why I'm kind of emphasizing this. This is not your average Native American medicine. This is when Native Americans learned to mix a bunch of plants together in order to be able to survive things like smallpox and measles. It was not something that was just readily taught either. Most of the medicine men were of either Algonquia, Cahokia, or I believe Shoashonia. Those nations were the ones that had the real medicine. So in the different parts of the country, you had the different types of medicine. This is an old Cahokian recipe. A few of those out there that have learned the old ways may actually know this remedy, and I want you to pay close attention because this actually may save lives. So, without further ado, alright, look down below here and you'll see a bunch of plants laid out with their corresponding leaves all the way across. And then we're going to talk about these right here because these form an antiviral. Now, I don't have any leaves for this, but y'all know what that is. That is the budded point of a pot plant. Okay? So we can ascertain, yes, marijuana was used by the Native Americans in medicinal purposes. This is only one part of this particular recipe, though. This was a recipe. There's a reason why I'm using it, is because my suspicion is that this is much more than a bacterial infection. And I know this by the way that my body has responded. Normally a bacterial infection, I'll get itchy or something. Not that big of a deal. A viral infection, I get swollen all over the place. Things tend to become very sore. I feel like my whole head is swimming through clouds. And so Native Americans in the old days, when they were feeling like this, they would go into a trance state and they would talk with the ancient spirits through song. And one of the songs that my grandma taught me helps me to remember the different plants to this recipe. You have arrowweed sage. Okay, this is actually a fairly important plant. This is necessary, but what you need most are these little shoots right off the tip. They hold the most potency in all the different medicine. Next up, you need flowers, specific type though. Okay, these flowers come from prickly lettuce, the leaves of which look like this. Okay, I'm sure you've all seen these. These grow in your front yard and you hate them. You go out there ripping them out by the roots and you don't understand why they keep coming back. And really that's because they were a cultivated plant for thousands of years. These are medicinal plants. This is where they get morphine from. This is morphinol. This is also another part of it. Okay? And it's the most potent part of the plant too. These are the little pods you want. Green haven't even popped out with that flower yet. It's the most potent morphinol in all of the plant. Next, you want a plant called cheese round. Now this is the most important part of the remedy, because without this, it has no antiviral quality. You may recognize this leaf. A plant that grows readily in your front and backyards most of the time. It's called North American geranium. The Native Americans called it by another name, and that was kumcha. Kumcha has super medicinal properties in everything but the leaf. The leaf you don't want to mess with except to make things like mosquito repellent. This is where they get geraniol from, is from these leaves. But the medicinal part of the plant, the most powerful, potent part of the plant that's used in antivirals is, if I can pick one up, they're tiny, folks. I mean, these are micro little itty bitty little flowers. Okay, you can see how small those flowers are. But each one of these flowers has a special little chemical in it called quinoline. And it's a naturally occurring chemical in this flower, in the petals. It's quinoline. It's found in only a few places in the world. But this is one of the sources for quinoline. It's found in the petals of these little flowers, and you can just take the whole flower and throw it in. Okay, this is how the Native Americans used to do it. They'd crush it, and then they'd throw the whole plant in, pretty much. Not really the whole plant, but you get what I'm saying. The flower, the seed in the side, the cuspid, the pistil lead, the hips, everything would go in, all as one. Because each part of it has a different medicinal property to it, and it actually works wonders. It's amazing. Earlier today I had some because it really does help. And then I was thinking, you know what, instead of just keeping this to myself, and I think it is wrong to keep information like this to yourself. But anyways, this is your quinoline source. So now we've got tetrahydrocannabinoids, morphinol, acetostringents, and quinol, or quinoline. Both of which, quinolol and arquinoline, they're chemicals that are both present in this plant. That means that they're slightly toxic too, which means you don't want to take it all the time. It's not like it's just a tea you can drink and walk, you're fine. No, you can actually overdose on this. It is important you take it with, like you would take ibuprofen. Give yourself several hours between having a bowl of this. And it's a bowl. It's not just, a cup. Because a cup isn't going to give your body everything it needs. The whole extract that you make has to go into your body, regardless of the size, so keep that in mind. Now, there's one more part of this, so give me a second and I'll be right back, and I'm going to explain that part to you. Okay, folks, so here's the other part. Thank you for sticking around. Coffee beans, specifically the caffeine and the sorbitol. That's present in here. Also, the iodine, the iron, the phosphorus, the potassium nitrate that's in it. Those are also, helpful, but that's not the mainstay of it. Is the caffeine that actually does most of the work. It does the leg work up close and personal and first, and then it does nothing after a minute. But the quinol and everything else is what makes things better. I mean, you can already tell I've got a better amount of vocal here, so not all the way out the woods yet, but when it comes to fighting viruses, Native Americans knew what they were doing. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Remember that, folks. If it wasn't for Native Americans, I'd be a total different human being. Well, physiologically anyways. I don't know about morality. The morals, they're taught across a lot of different religion spectrums, so wouldn't have just been, oh, the Native Americans this, Native Americans that. No, it's just really, it's both the Native American side of my family and the Italian side of my family, the Christian side of my family that drive my morals. It's not just the Native American side, but still the Native American side has helped me more often than the Christian side of things. I'm just going to tell you that, as far as prayer is concerned. And of course, if somebody's going to come out the woodwork and say, oh, well, yes, the devil will always try to work ways, this, that, and that. Let me point something out to you. God said, keep your eyes open, your ears athrust, and your mind to me. That doesn't mean, hey, lose your way or, don't learn. It just means keep your ears open, keep your eyes open. Keep your thoughts of, I'm a righteous person. And God's going to accept me no matter which way that I perceive Him. Because I perceive God because God is. That's the important lesson. That's the important lesson across all the different. You. Y-O-U. You are God because you have knowledge. Knowledge is power. And if knowledge is power, then a God am I. This is why. Medicine. This is the last part of what is called Ichoi Akiwaska, which is divine helping hand of the eagle's healing. Or divine hand of the eagle's healing. It basically means the divine spirit eagle sees fit that you should be healed. It's really strong, potent medicine, so it's like I said, not all the time. It can cause you to have, I won't say hallucinations, but I will say some very interesting experiences. Okay? You might have dreams that are strange. Not necessarily in the, you'll be able to understand everything that's going on in the real world. Don't worry about that. This is not hallucinogenic. This is just, it causes the subconscious to become super activated for a short period of time because all of a sudden your body and your brain are fighting and they know it. So it's interesting medicine. It's Native American medicine. And it really does work. Like I said, I've already done it. So if anybody turns around and says, oh, well, this guy said, no, this guy did. Fuck your said. Did. And he's still alive. And he was actually on death's door, if you want to put it that way. I'll adhere to that. Yeah, this made me really sick. To the point I could not speak. I was having trouble staying awake, staying conscious on my own volition, which means that's not normal. Okay, when you go to sleep, that's because you want to go to sleep. Okay, that's different. But when you start doing this sort of thing because for no other reason than you are ill, and your brain is starting to do this, I can't handle it sort of thing, you need something to fight back. And that is Oichi ayahuasca. Ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is herbal mixture that is for soul searching, for spiritual practices. It's not for not so much for medicinal practice, although it does have medicinal use. More so, this is the medicinal one for antivirals. And this is an old Indian remedy that my grandma taught me when I was a little kid. She said, go out there and go get me a handful, a whole bunch of them weeds out there. Just every weed you see, grab me one. And I want you to come and bring it to me. Bring me a leaf and bring me a stem and bring me a flower. And I'm going to show you each one. I'm going to tell you what they're about. And this is how they work. My grandma was a medicine woman. Very knowledgeable in it. And this was when I was a little kid, alright? When I was living up in Ogden, Utah. So I had dandelions. I had all these different herbs that you see here. You know, I found, I didn't find any weed, but, you know, pot was mentioned. So just so that we're clear, that this is all medicinal. This is, I hate it when people try to reference these as weeds. They're not weeds. Weeds will not give you a desirable effect. A desirable effect in this situation is that I'm sick. I may be dying. I don't know. My kidneys tried to shut down on me. Thanks to ayahuasca, which is, you know, hand of the eagle, I'm still sitting in front of you. I'm still here. And that says a lot for Native American medicine. Remember, Native Americans had coffee beans too. This wasn't just Ethiopia. The Native Americans used a combination of cocoa beans and coffee beans for the, what was it, Aquila Iteto, which was nectar of the eagle, which is the something that the Native Americans up in, I think it was somewhere around, you know, Aztecala. That's going to be where you found those people. They were the eagle warriors of the Aztec nation. Well, a lot of these different medicinal things were passed around, okay? Trade existed. Let's be clear. So, a little bit of Native American medicine for you. It saves lives. So I'll be back to you in a second with my ayahuasca. Oh, sit still. Oh 花岩ぜ石をねよな一羽よねよいおのはにえおねwhen they kill down our aälo say shall ne kimi shero ite no e oh ina wizi yosha Ichoi te pahija so e ibiwasia we mane so e na o asiwa ya Okay. While you're at and all that's left is to sit and wait. I just thought of something. Y'all are probably gonna say,
Oh, no, that ain't real, right? He ain't actually brewing that up, right? Threw a bunch of fucking weeds into a coffee pot and said, hey, that's Native American medicine. No bullshit. That's the same shit that you saw me start brewing. No special effects or nothing. I paused the video because I don't want my phone to overheat, but I'm serious. They're brewing up. Same old. All that I just showed you in front of me. And I did not dump it out or nothing. It ain't nothing all sitting there. Okay? Besides from the leaves that I was showing you. And honestly, that's medicine right there. It's a Native American method. Old school, old school. I've actually survived 2 epidemics because of that medicine. I think it's high time I actually brought this around. I don't think it was no damn COVID-19 either, none of that bullshit going into the fucking... I think I got a virus from that animal that bit me, made me sick. I think that's what it is. Because bacterial infections, like I told y'all, I might get some itchiness somewheres. Easily handled with a little bit of soap and water. Or for that matter, a nibble on a sage end. I mean, super freaking potent antibiotic. That's why the sage ends are in there. Now to differentiate, yes, I said sage end. Little end on them, you know, like I showed you on the leaves here. That tip end at the very tip top of it. This one ain't got it no more because I used it, but it looks like all of these things put together like I showed you earlier in the video. Well, arrowweed sage, more commonly known as arrowweed, grows all over North America, but especially in the desert regions. It has this silvery look to the leaves. In some places it is called Labrador tea. Here in southern United States it's called arrowweed. Native Americans used to make it into arrows because every one of their stalks grows absolutely perfectly straight, like an arrow. But the other parts of it, like, okay, Ochuwisi aälo, okay, that's arrow in Native American. You'll notice that in the name for this particular brand of medicinal herb, this ayahuasca, it has Ocho-io ayahuasca in it. It means, like I said, the arrow or the healing hand of the eagle. And it's the arrow of the eagle. It's the word arrow was for 2 different reasons. One was for medicinal reasons. The other was for warfare reasons. There's always 2 uses with every word, even though the meaning was the same. Okay, what the word meant translated the same thing. Let me get right back to you. I got that thing going off. As I was saying, it also translates to medicine. The same word, Ocho-io. Ocho-io was arrow. It also means medicine. Ocho-io wesi is Ocho-io, you know, that's Ocho-io arrow heals. Ocho io wesi. Okay? The word wesi normally translates to wind, water, and heal. Ocho io wesi was the healing arrow. Ocho io wesi akiawaska. The healing arrow by the eagle's hand. That's why I just use akiawaska, eagle's hand, because it's quicker off the tongue. That's all. But this stuff right here, it kicks butt. I'm about to grab some, so bear with me. Now, because this here, the strongest flavor component in this is the coffee, you can prepare it however you like your coffee. Although it is advisable to understand how strong you made it. Tastes just like coffee. You'd never know there was other chemicals in it. So good. It even has a floral kind of a flavor in the aftertaste though. Like a wholesome floral flavor, and that's actually the cheeseweed flowers that are in there, the concha. Those flowers are so powerful. They exude a wholesomeness to it. Anyways, this is dragged on for far too long. So anyways, I wanted to introduce you to a little bit of Native American medicine. And let you know I'm still kicking. I'm strong as I'll be. I'm strong as an ox. I'll keep on going. Straight on till morning. American Patriot, forever freedom, all right.